Let's talk about a book that seriously messes with your head in the best way possible. The Courage to be Disliked by Ichiro Kishimi and Fumitake Koga. Have you ever found yourself constantly worried about what others think? Maybe bending over backwards to please everyone, feeling drained and resentful? Or perhaps you feel stuck, blaming past experiences for why you can't be happy now. This book tackles all of that. Presenting a dialogue between a skeptical youth and a wise philosopher who explains the principles of Adlerian psychology. It's a challenge to conventional thinking, arguing that happiness is simpler and more your choice than you might believe. It says freedom is right here, waiting for you to claim it. One of the first big bombshells the philosopher drops is rejecting the idea that our past dictates our present. We often think, I'm unhappy because of what happened to me, or I have social anxiety because I was bullied. This is what Adlerians call etiology, the study of causation. The philosopher argues this is a trap. Instead, Adlerian psychology uses teleology, which is the study of the purpose or goal of behavior. It asks, what goal am I trying to achieve with this feeling or behavior right now? So instead of saying trauma caused anxiety, teleology might suggest you unconsciously choose anxiety to achieve the goal of avoiding social situations where you might get hurt or rejected. Whoa, right? This concept of teleology is huge. It means we are not simply products of our past experiences, pushed around by cause and effect. We are actively choosing our lifestyle, our emotions, our reactions based on the goals we currently hold, even if those goals are subconscious, like staying safe or avoiding responsibility. The philosopher argues that anger, for instance, isn't an uncontrollable surge. It's a tool we use to dominate someone or make a point quickly. We could choose a different tool. This shifts the power entirely back to you. If you chose your current state based on a goal, you can choose a new goal and therefore a new way of being. Change is possible right now. Now brace yourself for the next big one. The philosopher states, all problems are interpersonal relationship problems. All of them? Seems extreme, but hear him out. Even feelings that seem purely internal, like inferiority or loneliness, only exist because you're comparing yourself to others or feeling disconnected from others. If you were literally the only person on the planet, could you feel lonely or inferior? Nope. These feelings arise within the context of society and your relationships. This doesn't mean other people are causing your problems, but that your subjective interpretation of your place among others is where your nayami, Japanese for worries/problems, live. Let's dig into that feeling of inferiority. Adler saw it as natural. We start life helpless and strive to be better, stronger, more capable. That's healthy striving. The problem comes when it becomes an inferiority complex, where you use your perceived inferiority as an excuse. I can't do X because I'm not smart enough, good enough. Or, flipping it, developing a superiority complex, boasting or acting arrogant to mask deep-seated feelings of inferiority. Both are rooted in comparing yourself vertically, better worse with others, seeing life as a competition you're either winning or losing, instead of simply walking your own path on a level plane. So how do we break free from these interpersonal tangles? The absolute core concept the philosopher teaches is the separation of tasks. This is revolutionary. It means figuring out what is your responsibility, your task, and what is someone else's responsibility, their task, and then not interfering in their tasks, nor letting them interfere in yours. Your task is how you choose to act, think, and live according to your principles. Someone else's task is how they feel about your choices, how they react, whether they like you or approve of you. That's their business. not yours. Let's make separation of tasks concrete. Imagine a parent wanting their child to study. The parent can encourage, provide resources, create a good environment, their tasks. But whether the child actually studies is ultimately the child's task. Nagging or punishing crosses the line into interfering. Or at work, your task is to do your job to the best of your ability. Whether your boss appreciates it, likes you, or promotes you is their task based on their values and judgments. Trying to make them like you is fruitless and exhausting. Sticking to your tasks brings incredible freedom from worrying about others' reactions. This separation of tasks directly leads to freedom from the desperate need for recognition. If you're constantly seeking praise and approval, you're essentially living your life according to other people's expectations. You're letting their tasks, how they judge you, dictate your tasks, how you live. True freedom, the philosopher argues, is being able to live authentically, according to your own principles, without being swayed by whether others will approve or disapprove. It's the freedom to be disliked, if necessary, in order to be true to yourself. That takes courage. Okay, so if we're separating tasks and not living for others' approval, what is the goal? Adler's answer is developing community feeling. This is the sense of belonging, seeing others not as rivals or judges, but as comrades, walking alongside you on this horizontal plane. It's feeling that you have a place within the community, starting with 2 people, extending to the universe, and that you are contributing to it. This doesn't mean becoming a selfless martyr. It's about finding your value in connection and contribution, shifting from self-interest, what will they give me, to genuine interest in others. How do you cultivate this community feeling? It rests on 3 pillars. 1, self-acceptance. 2, confidence in others. And 3, contribution to others. Let's break those down. Self-acceptance isn't about liking everything about yourself or pretending your flaws don't exist. That's positive thinking, which Adler dismisses. It's about calmly accepting your unable to do self as you are right now. Acknowledge what you can't change. And focus your energy courageously on what you can change. If you score 60%, accept the 60%. Then figure out how to get to 65% or 70%, rather than lamenting you're not at 100%. Next pillar, confidence in others. This is tough. It means having a baseline trust in people, seeing them as comrades without demanding proof or guarantees. It's believing in their potential, separating their task, how they act, from your task, choosing to trust. If you approach relationships demanding guarantees, promise you won't hurt me, you can't form deep connections. If someone betrays your trust, well, that was their task, their choice. Your task is simply to decide how you will proceed with that relationship from now on, based on your principles, without letting it destroy your general capacity for confidence in humanity. The 3rd pillar ties it all together. Contribution to others. This is where you feel your worth. It's not about seeking praise for what you do, but about having the subjective sense that you are useful to someone, that you are contributing to the community. This contribution doesn't have to be grand or heroic. Just being there for someone, doing your job well, offering a kind word, these all count. When you feel you're contributing, you feel you have a place. You feel valuable. This genuine sense of contribution is, for Adler, the pathway to real. Another mind-bending idea is how Adlerians view life itself. Forget thinking of life as a line, starting at birth and racing towards a destination, like college, career peak, retirement. The philosopher argues life is actually a series of dots, a series of present moments. Like dancing. When you dance, you're not trying to get somewhere. You're fully engaged in the movement of dancing in each moment. Each step, each spin is complete in itself. Life should be lived like that, focusing intensely on the here and now, doing what needs doing now, finding meaning now. Don't let the past, regret, or future, anxiety, cast shadows on the only time you actually live, right now. Living fully in the here and now, focused on your tasks and contribution, without being ruled by the past or paralyzed by the future. This is the goal. If you live each moment conscientiously, like dancing your best dance right now, you won't need to worry about reaching some far-off destination. Your life is always complete in this moment. This dissolves procrastination. Why wait? And regret. The past is irrelevant to your current goals and tasks. It allows you to shine your brightest light right where you are. So tying it all back to the title, The Courage to be Disliked. Why courage? Because implementing these ideas, separating tasks, refusing to live for others' approval, trusting unconditionally, accepting yourself, contributing without needing praise, living intensely in the now, goes against the grain of much of societal conditioning. It means potentially disappointing people who expect you to live according to their values. It means facing the fear of disapproval head on. It takes real courage to choose freedom over conformity, to choose your own happiness defined by contribution, rather than happiness defined by external validation. In essence, the courage to be disliked offers a radical path to freedom and happiness. It says, stop blaming your past, etiology. Understand your present goals, teleology. Realize all your struggles play out in relationships. Free yourself by focusing only on your tasks, letting others handle theirs. Build community feeling through self-acceptance, confidence in others, and finding joy in contribution. Live fully in the here and now, like dancing. And have the courage to do all this, even if someone, somewhere, won't like it. Your life is yours to live, and happiness is a choice available right now. What task will you focus on today?